Hello, my name is Haley Tucker, and this is my end of semester journal for RWS. So for this semester, we had to choose a topic from a social issue that we wanted to present on and talk about. So my social issue that I decided to choose was unaffordable healthcare here in the United States. I chose this topic because of experiences that I've seen in my own life with the burden of these high costs of health insurance on US families. For example, my family, I've seen my grandma, my cousin, my dad. I've seen them struggle with the costs of healthcare, not being able to get the medications they need, and not being able to get specialty services that they needed because of the high cost of health insurance. I also chose this subject because of myself. When I was 19, I lost my Medicaid, so I had to go onto the health insurance marketplace myself and choose my own health insurance and start paying for it every month. And this made me see myself just how high these monthly premiums are, and seeing how unrealistic these prices can be to afford every single month, along with all the other costs that are necessary throughout life. So the first assignment was the engagement proposal and topic interview. So at first, I thought really hard about which social issue I wanted to talk about and present on. And like I said, I chose healthcare because it's something that I've experienced and seen myself. So with the topic interview, I decided to interview my grandmother, and I asked her her thoughts on healthcare and the high costs of health insurance. And in summary, she agreed that these costs are too expensive and that it can be unrealistic to be able to afford these costs, along with other things such as monthly groceries or rent, car payments, things like that. The second assignment was the genre analysis. This assignment really helped me look into other forms of media related to unaffordable healthcare, rather than just looking at articles or journals or research studies. I chose to look at a podcast and analyze the podcast. In this podcast, there was a doctor that was actually talking about the unaffordable prices of healthcare, and they also gave a few anecdotes of situations that can happen, that have happened when you don't have health insurance. Next was the local fieldwork. This assignment helped me do further background research on my topic instead of just going off of what I already knew. So I got to see the true numbers, the more detailed numbers of those who don't have health insurance, those who can't afford health insurance, and then the demographics of those who don't have health insurance or can't afford it. So with this, I also got to see here in the borderland the struggle with these expensive healthcare costs. So with one of the articles that I had analyzed and wrote about, it was about here in the borderland how people from El Paso cross the border every day into Juarez to be able to get healthcare services and get medications because the prices are cheaper over there. And here in the United States, healthcare is just too expensive, medications are too expensive. So people go as far as to cross the border every day or every once in a while to get the healthcare services that they need. In the broader fieldwork, I got to look at a more broader, more numbers for this. So I did more research. I did more research on statistics and more research studies. So with this, I got to see more of the percentage and the numbers of people who can afford healthcare and how much people are really spending every single year on healthcare. And this number goes up into higher than 10,000, 16,000 a year on healthcare. That's excluding the costs for the specialty services and the deductibles and everything, and how much every doctor's visit costs, medications. I also got to see with the broader field work that a lot of people actually skip or delay necessary healthcare services because of the cost. And about 3 in 4 Americans have said that they have either skipped or delayed healthcare costs or healthcare services altogether just because of the cost. The last assignment was the public service announcement video. This assignment was intimidating for me as I had to plan and script out as well as film a video. I really got to thinking about what I wanted to show and what I wanted to do and how I wanted to put the video together. But after some thinking, I knew that I really wanted to show the actual costs of healthcare right now because they have gone up. And I really wanted to show these prices, and I thought that that was the most important part of my video, as it showed these real prices of healthcare and how expensive it can really be for an average person to afford healthcare. So in my video, I showed myself scrolling through the healthcare marketplace, and that was the real life healthcare marketplace right now. And almost every single plan that was showing up was $300 a month, which can be really expensive, along with all the other costs that a person needs to pay. So in my video, I also showed like a little text conversation of someone being sick and then the other person telling them to go to the doctor, and then them saying that they can't go to the doctor because they don't have health insurance. And that showed an example of what I had read from one of the articles, the statistic that I just mentioned, the 3 out of 4 Americans saying that they had skipped or delayed needed healthcare services just because of the cost. So those were the major assignments from the semester, and I really got to learn a lot more about health insurance and healthcare and just how like bad the healthcare system is right now. And I found that really valuable to get that information, and I do plan on going into the healthcare field. I plan on going into pharmacy. So I do want to learn more about this, and I want to see what kinds of volunteer work or other things I can do to possibly become a solution to the problem. Thank you.